Town Hall, Mayor Cecil's office. Let's talk to him.
What? Oh, it's you. Come closer then. Closer, huh? My ears aren't what they used to be. Nor my eyes, for that matter. Yes, hello, Source Hunter. Our city welcomes you.
Do you have any work for a trio of sailors?
No. All my clothes are in fine condition, thanks. I've been going to the same tailor for years.
We'll catch up with those 3 sailors. In the previous playthrough, I already found a job for them, so try and get a reward for that.
My elf? What elf? Oh, myself. I am Cecil, Mayor of Sicil, and husband of the stately Cecilia. I've been the mayor here for decades, and I'm quite eager to see Sicil through these difficult times. Yes, very difficult times indeed.
So it's pronounced Sicil, not Cecil. Whoops.
What? Oh, you mean Sicil. Very difficult times indeed. As though the death of Jake, and by source magic no less, weren't enough. We're also facing all sorts of brutish intruders.
Yes, I've heard.
The undead have overrun all but one northern trade route, while the orcs are making a habit of savaging our beaches. That's not to mention that at the top of this whole caboodle, there's rumors of some new religious sect or cult or some such sticking its tendrils into the innocent, seven-fearing folks of Sicil. And, while we're on the subject of troubles, I myself have a private matter I'd like to bring to your attention. It involves a magic relic I rather foolishly sought. A weapon called the Staff of Pergamon. Jake, murdered? Oh, yes. Yes, now I recall. Indeed. I could hardly believe it myself. The Council and I have certainly had our differences over the years, but old squabbles evaporate under such circumstances. Most of the townsfolk are certain Jake's wife Esmeralda is responsible. In fact, the Legion have taken her into protective custody to keep her safe from the mob. As you can imagine, I've known Esmeralda for years. That business between her and the Duke of Ferrol was always a bit, suggestive. But I've never had cause to suspect her of violence. Still, one never knows for sure.
Tell me about the Duke of Ferrol.
An all-right bloke, apart from all this Esmeralda nonsense. The whole town knows the only goal of his business trips to Sicil is to spend a night or two at the King Crab Inn with Mrs. Counselor. What? The undead? Yes, for the past 2 years, those blasted skeletons have all but suffocated this city. With all but one trade route overrun, Sicil's once torrential commerce has slowed to a pathetic trickle.
What's this about the Staff of Pergamon?
What of what now? Oh, you're speaking gibberish.
Gibberish. You're the one that mentioned it.
Ah, you mean the Staff of Pergamon. Yes. I was expecting a shipment of weapons, and among the cargo was this very powerful, very rare staff. I managed to place the order through means somewhat, atypical to a government official. Cecil proved an old fool, though. For the merchant slated to deliver it to me has just informed me that the damn thing has gone missing. I fear it may have fallen into the wrong hands, and I wonder if you could retrieve it for me.
Tell me about that merchant.
His name is Conrad, captain of the Tide Splitter, a merchant ship still docked at the Sicil harbor. You can talk to him if you think it'd help, but I'd quite like to avoid getting the Legion involved, if you don't mind.
What do you know about the staff itself?
The staff itself contains a shard of an ore, highly valued for its use in the weapons of war. I know use of the material to be forbidden, but I was desperate to do something to aid the townsfolk against the undead.
Can you tell me more about the revealing sects?
Well, I do believe that's something your parents ought to have discussed with you long ago, Source Hunter. But I suppose if you really don't know, I'd be remiss if I didn't at least explain the basics. You see, when a lady and a fellow find each other rather nice, well, rather more than nice, They occasionally... well, they... Oh, this is nonsense. I'm the mayor for the 7th sake. I can't be bothered to chat all day about the birds and the bees when Sicil's under siege by orcs, undead, and cultists.
Can you tell me about your library?
That depends. What kind of berries are you interested in, exactly?
Berries.
Ah, the library. Yes, yes, you must have a visit. It's the gem of Sicil. Would you like to have a look? I'll escort you upstairs myself.
Sure!
Marvelous. Follow me then.
Before we do that, let's check your inventory. 69 gold. Fire arrowhead. We'll buy that, and we'll buy that. Bottle of water. Oh, that's about right. Let us go to your library.
I knew that dark-dealing old man dabbled in source. To the gallows, I say.
To the gallows. Charlene.
A source hunter! Oh, what a sight for sore Sicilian eyes! Me? I live alone here in town. Used to be that my younger brother Tom and I were practically joined at the hip, but that's all changed now. Oh, he's always been something of a rascal, calling his petty hooliganism adventuring and endlessly worrying my poor mind. Oh, but of course, I've always loved that scamp to bits. For my part, I encouraged him to join the Legion. Even got him sparring with Captain Aureus now and then. But then those blasted Fabulous Five came into town.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about those guys.
That band of... I don't even know what to call them. Well, they're his heroes, and I simply couldn't prevent him from going to see them. That one meeting was all it took for Tom to run off with them on some mission to God knows where.
Must have been that guy pitching the the Fabulous Five story. Oh crap.
Hello again, adventurer. I hope you wiped those muddy boots on your way in.
Crafting potions to guard against elements. Alright, how much is that? 1 gold! I can't remember if I've read this already. Oh, okay. Earth resistance. Water resistance.
Hello again, adventurer.
I'm gonna give you back your book.
I hope you wiped those muddy boots on your way in.
I used your book rather well, and I don't need it anymore. Can't go anywhere else in this house, just upstairs.
What? Oh, yes. This library is the jewel in Sicil's crown, the beacon of culture and learning in our fair city. My Victoria has every volume you could possibly imagine, and she's got every speck of information about this place packed into her brilliant brain. Yes, Victoria's come a long way from that little bundle of claws and teeth I adopted so long ago. Ah, it brings a tear to my eye just seeing her here among her beloved books. What? Oh, yes, yes. I'll be on my way back downstairs now. Please introduce yourself. I know Victoria will be happy to make your acquaintance.
Celeron will have to pay yet another fine.
She's massive. Where'd she go?
No, this isn't the grimoire I'm looking for. The Encyclopedia
Oh, there.
Demonium. I know it by heart.
Rack. Mayhem.
I might be able to talk to them about that play.
In the name of Amun-Hor, I bid thee Tujda Geta Hal, be welcome, human. My library is yours, as I hope your friendship is mine.
May I take books from the library?
Indeed you may. The wisdom I here hold is yours to peruse and even take with you. All I can ask is that you return the books you borrow so that others may enjoy them too. I am Victoria, daughter of Mayor Cecil. Oh, I know what you're thinking. The likeness isn't exactly striking, is it? When I was very young, you see, I must have been cast out by my tribe, for I was found in a wicker basket floating past Sicil toward the sea. The fisherman who found me would have drowned me on the spot, for I am an orc after all. But praise be Amon-Hor, dear Cecil was among the gathered crowd, and he took pity on the exiled infant that chance had put in his way.
I didn't know she was an orc.
He raised me like I was his own, this kindest of souls, taught me the language of men, their customs and their letters. Thus, I became the city's librarian, a position I uphold with no small diligence and pride.
That's good. Blank air scroll. Summon wolf.
No, this isn't the grimoire I'm looking for. Is there no new
Forbidden
book to be
language of
discovered in this
Fairy.
library?
Secrets of the Scroll. Collecting magical scrolls. And seems like potion.
Demonology for
new.
dumbbells. Ugh. I need something more advanced. The Pseudomonarchia Daemonum. And a first edition too. Most promising.
The magic spell can't live in a mundane paper. Enchant paper with pixie dust to make a setting suitable for magic that will flow through you.
The night in see-through armor.
Demonology for
Princess
dumbbells.
Buttercup.
Blank
The
witchcraft
blushing
scroll.
Need something more advanced.
Air skill scroll.
Does have a propensity for all things new,
Fire
doesn't
skill
she?
scroll. Let's drop these, I guess.
The lesser key
Now
of
this one.
Sadakandras. Ugh, what nonsense. The Encyclopedia Daemonium.
Night in see-through
I know it
armor.
by heart.
Princess Buttercup
This
with
is
the
not
blushing
to be
bottom.
underestimated.
Tickle.
Steam
Esmeralda
cloud arrowhead.
does have a propensity for all
That's
things
it?
naughty, hasn't she?
That's it.
Demonology for dumbbells. Ugh. I need something more advanced. Is there no new book to be discovered in this library?
Volume 1,
Rat
Volume 2. Where's
extermination.
the third
No,
one gone?
this isn't the grimoire I'm looking
The Adventure
for.
Field
These
Guide.
books scrapped little legs in the
The
night.
Encyclopedia.
What do you think you're doing?
Oh, whoops. Sorry, didn't mean to.
Volume 1, Volume 2. Where's the third one gone? Shucks.
Improved metal shield.
Sometimes I think these books scrap little legs in the
Demonology
night.
for dumbbells. Ugh. I need something
Enter
more
snake mode to
advanced.
steal some pocket wallets.
Is
when
there
there's a
no
weapon.
new
Yeah.
book to be discovered in this library?
Fun with fluids. Or maybe
Cache
ever.
de Nor.
Demonology for dumbbells.
Still hasn't been
Ugh.
returned.
I need
Teleron will have to
something
pay
more
yet another
advanced.
fine.
The Pseudomonarchia Daemonum. And a first edition too.
One.
Most promising.
The night in see-through
One
armor.
able to squeeze it into a flask, drink it, enjoy the sight of two in the body of one.
Tickle.
The good thing is I do have a
Esmeralda
large
does have a
perception.
propensity for all things naughty, hasn't
I did have an eye somewhere. I think I sold it.
Encyclopedia Daemonium. I know it by heart. What's that gleam?
Oh, that's the play.
I need something more advanced. Is there no new book to be discovered in this library?
Here we go. Here's the play.
No, this isn't the grimoire I'm looking for. Is there no
So it
new book
requires
to
two
be
people.
discovered in this library?
Cirrus and Celia.
Cache de Nor.
That's what we need.
The brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned.
Headless Nick.
Teleron will have to pay
We
yet
found a play
another
based on the
fine.
founding of Sicil. Maybe we can put it to good
Lesser
use.
key of Sadakandras. Ugh, what nonsense. Is there no new book to be discovered in this library?
Been talking a lot, Jahan. Pirate's life.
Cache de Nor. The brief history
Striking
of
it
sorcery
rich!
still hasn't been returned.
No,
Teleron will have to
rich.
pay yet another
grimoire
fine.
I'm looking for.
Let's talk to this guy, Jahan.
Omnes autem mali daemonis quam.
What?
What? What is this? Who are you to interrupt my musings? By Naga the Protector, they have the manners of boors, these boatmen of Sicil. Oh, but perhaps I spoke too soon. Perhaps I was mistaken. For you hardly resemble the local fisher folk, which, incidentally, is a compliment of copious dimensions indeed. No, a source hunter, that is what you are. Yes, a stalker of sorcery, a chaser of charms pernicious. In truth, I cannot go so far as to say it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, for I take no pleasure in the company of man. But it may just be to our mutual advantage to join forces nonetheless.
He wants to join me.
Why? Simply because you hunt source, and I, Jehan, hunt demons. You are aware, of course, that quite often both of these pests frequent the same shadowy pools of infamy.
Well, we do need more numbers, so you're in.
Now, I hate what I hunt, but I respect its cunning. Should I not, I'd have been decimated, body and soul, long since. This is a sentiment I'm quite certain you must recognize. Let there be strength in cunning, yes, but also in numbers. The calculus of wizardry I offer you, the might of the magician's mastermind, on one condition: that on our joint travels we will never deal with demonic entities, no matter how tempting their propositions.
Oh, I don't know.
Give me your word on this, and I'll weave you spells.
Sure. Very well.
Agreed. Nothing good ever came from bargaining with those devils anyway.
Most gratifying. I see you are firm of purpose, and thereby ready to descend. Descend into the madness that is sorcery. Into the
crap.
depths where demons dance.
I should have traded with him
Gladly
first.
shall I follow you into the abyss.
No.
Onward. Blood and triumph await.
Can I
I
trade?
assume you address me for a reason, so go on. Speak. Good.
We lost the option to trade. Alright, got rid of some useless books I've already read. Let's catch up on that play. I think it's here. Is it here? Yeah, it's here.
My word!
Show all of them! Seal what you're made of!
You see sorcery in the clear blue sky, don't you? I bet you'd scream havoc if I were to give you a mirror.
You there! You look like an actor just waiting for his big debut!
What is it this time?
Alright, I'm ready to begin.
Ready for your trial by fire, you mean? There's no more... Not planning on playing to an empty audience, are you? Wait until I've gathered some victims to witness...
You hear distant mutterings of curiosity as a small crowd shuffles toward your stage. A few moments longer, and everyone will be seated. Now, let's not be hasty. They may be dragging their feet, but your show is sure to knock the crowd's socks off. As soon as they settle into their seats, that is. The stage is yours.
Enough,
The crowd
sirs.
seems to know the tale. They wholly approve of your beginning.
Oh, would you stop your jabbering? On second thought, it's this one, yeah. My gods, could it be? There, look!
The crowd is thrilled. Whatever will happen next is sure to excite them.
Oh, it was a joke. What is it? Are we out of fresh water? That's the one.
The crowd seem quite impressed with your delivery. Keep it up.
A bit like one of those, what do you call it? The foul hissing buggers. Beyond mist, it's... That's the one.
The crowd gasps. They're on the edge of their seats. Go on.
They're on
Push
the
them
edge.
over.
They're on the edge. A goblin, it's too late. I'll rip your throat out. It's
Good show!
good show!
Gasps ring out across the audience. They must know how it ends. They simply must.
Land, sweets, land. Oh, we call it Sicil.
there's an onk.
That was terrible.
The crowd explodes into applause and appreciation. You've woven them a tale of desperation and hope, and they are alive with the thrill of it.
Nothing?
It's the future of entertainment.
Woo! Yeah, I did my first play.
And don't forget the time he got caught passing along notes.
Here they are. 3 sailors.
Have you found us a job yet?
Yes, I did.
So there's a captain offering booze and brass for a bit of crate loading. Gods be praised. You've done it, friend. Off we go.
Barrels, barrels, nothing in the barrels. Door. House of healing.
Anybody? Neither of you cares to plead for his very existence?
Oh. These guys are screwed.
But if one were to reduce the quantity of skull dust by a percentage of 2, perhaps the stability could be increased by as much as 3-fold.
Oh, a source hunter. Imagine that. Quite a bit more petite than the last of your kind I encountered, aren't you? Yes, by nearly 20 centimeters of tibia, as my memory serves.
Tibia? What's tibia?
No matter. Even if it couldn't spare its heartiest specimen, I'm sure the order sent the individual with the next highest probability of success. Yeah? Me? Why, I'm more than a little surprised you haven't heard of me. Perhaps I can jog your memory.
Nope. Never heard of you.
It was I who cured the Duchess of Arata of her unslakable thirst. A simple pinch of Atropa belladonna in her morning tea. I who discovered that aging itself can be halted by a single application of Cicuta Douglasii on the tongue. Not to mention that it's been my guidance that has permitted my apprentice Evelyn to make quite a name for herself around Sicile of late.
Of late? So your apprentice has enjoyed some success.
Yes. If that's how we're referring to the secretive use of a revolutionary healing method she refuses to share with her own master.
Oh.
She's in the other room as we speak. Perhaps you can prevail upon her to offer a demonstration. She's gotten hold of a stone, supposedly capable of fantastic feats of healing, but she won't let me take the briefest look at it.
This could be the Starstone.
But she claims to have gotten the relic from a little northern town, Silverglen by name, and that an abbot there blessed it with the power to heal. Utter rubbish, I say. But with these blasted undead haunting the travel routes, I can hardly march up to Silverglen to learn the truth myself. Well, she certainly possesses a critical eye and an exacting manner when it comes to making difficult medical decisions. I expect she'll be a very successful healer in her own right when the time comes. She is learning from the best, after all. Certainly, what would you like to know?
Oh, yes.
The counsellor. Terrible loss, that. Though we were hardly more than acquaintances, I knew him to be a devoted civil servant. From what I can tell, it seems to be a simple case of jealousy turned violent. The affairs of his wife, Esmeralda, were hardly a secret, you know. I've applied myself to that problem for 2 years and still haven't come a step closer to solving it. I declare it an act of the Almighty's, if I believed in such things. Some events, Source Hunter, can be neither controlled nor understood by mere men.
What do you have?
So, which of you is more deserving of life? Come, make your case.
A mysterious healing stone? Interesting indeed.
Nothing sets me on edge like inexplicable magic.
The tone.
That relic of Evelyn's, the so-called healing crystal. I've seen one like it before, and by the Patriarch's pockets. It's a relic of source. One look at that gem will be enough to convince me it's no force of good, but a bloodstone through and through.
So that's what it is, huh?
Anybody? Neither of you cares to plead for his very existence?
I've come across such a stone before. It may be capable of healing, as the good doctor describes, but its origins are as dark as midnight. Bloodstone is so named for a reason, you see. What starts as a pretty gem is corrupted by sick sorcerers who infuse it with the blood of the slain. If that stone is what I suspect, I wouldn't trust Cecil's so-called healers any more than I'd trust a pyromancer on a wooden boat.
Tone, soothing a corpse's troubled mind.
So, which of you is more deserving of life? Come, make your case.
Folded shirts.
Excuse me? This is a private sick room. Who in the name of the Seven do you think you are barging in here? Out, I say, right this instant.
I'm a source hunter. And I also want to check your wares.
I'm sorry. It's this task. I'm just... Who am I to meddle with life and death this way? I'm an apprentice of the healing arts. Healing. But this decision feels like precisely the opposite. I have but one healing stone, you see, and 2 direly wounded men who need it.
Oh, you can only use it once? Is that what you're saying?
I've been racking my brain trying to decide on the best method to settle this grave situation, but perhaps it's better off in the hands of an esteemed source hunter. Surely you are more accustomed to weighing life and death than I.
You're making me choose.
What would you like to know? One of the brave few willing to traverse the trade routes plagued by the undead. A young man, but excellent in matters of business, before he fell victim to an orcish club in the north, that is. Thankfully for him, a cattle trader found him, nearly dead, but not quite so, and brought him here straight away. Quite the venerable staple of Sicile, Stephen, and recently blessed with his 3rd grandchild. He was leading a crew of builders when a stray beam struck him in the temple, and only a few days shy of his last day of work before retirement, no less. Nearly everyone in Sicile is familiar with grinning Stephen, and, as you can imagine, he's quite dear to his family. Yes, a curious relic indeed. I got it from a kindly abbot, Loic by name, in the northern town of Silver Glen. He is of a certain faith, the Immaculates, they call themselves, that espouses the belief that certain stones can heal wounded flesh.
Loic, you say, huh? We should go visit him when we reach that town.
I myself was nothing if not skeptical of his claims, but something happened as he handed me the stone. A small cut on my finger instantly healed, leaving no trace of the wound. Needless to say, I was astounded. But it's strange. The stone is only good for a single use at a time before it reverts to a useless, inert state. It takes time to regain its magical properties, and I guard it cautiously.
You
are? I thank you a million times for your help. Who have you decided should receive the healing stone?
Oh, shit. That's a tough decision. Boris or Steven? Boris or Steven? Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. I mean, they both have the pros and cons.
Tone, soothing a corpse's troubled mind.
Screw it. Just go with Boris.
Yes. Boris deserves to experience all the pleasures of life that Stephen has already enjoyed.
Well, yeah, you know, he's still got a whole life ahead of him.
Boris it is? Yes. I'll deliver the stone. I'm glad we'll get to save one man, but my heart breaks for the other.
Oh, well.
No, no!
How very sad. What happened? You unlocked a new room at your homestead.
Sorry, friend. I wish there were enough stones for both of us.
A tone, soothing a corpse's troubled mind.
I don't know what I did to deserve
I
this.
have no idea what just happened.
Beyond grateful.
What happened?
Sorry, friend. I wish there were enough stones for both of us.
Northgate, Tranquil Beach. The end of time.
Welcome back, Source Hunters. I've been eagerly expecting you. You found another star stone, haven't you? Go on, go on. Ask me how I know. Aha! Mere child's play when you know what to look for. And luckily, I do. Do you remember when you first arrived on this plane? When the dormant portal that led us to this hall sprang to life?
No, I already forgot.
It's happened again, my friend. Another portal has reignited. The end of time is growing by the stone. It's all connected somehow. You, this place, the void, the stones. Soon we'll have unraveled the whole truth. Oh, how I do love a good mystery. You don't imagine that I'd presume to explore it before you? No, 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 that would be most unmannerly. And not to mention, well, No, I'm sure it's nothing. It's just that beyond the portal, I sense a presence that I can't quite account for. It is at once powerful and faint. Perhaps only a shadow, perhaps more. But this is only speculation, of course. Come, come, let me show you the way. Once you're through, you'll be able to report exactly what we're dealing with.
Alright! Maybe we might actually be able to fight something. Hall of Heroes. Where'd he go? Oh, here. Can't even see him.
I wonder who awaits you in the next chamber.
Yes. Wow. It's all overgrown.
What an impressive room.
So it is. A hall fit for kings.
Who's that? Astarte.
You. It cannot be you. But it can only be you. The Guardians. Those I deceived. Those that deserted me. But oh, how weak you have become. As weak as you used to be strong. Look about you. You used to lead, and now you follow. Ignorant of your faults, and ignorant of your fate.
Who is this person?
That it has come to this. Woe to the world that it has come to this. He won't believe me, the fiend.
Oh, okay. Cool.
But they have come, as I prayed they would.
Holy crap. There is a lot of loot in that table. Ancient diary. How do I get this ancient diary? Oh, it's right there. We shall meet at a funeral. A lot of loot in this table, though. Cheese. Grab the cheese! Spoon at the end of time. Fork at the end of time. Oh my god. How's anyone supposed to read that? Ancient diary again. General story. Whetstone wheel. Decorative two-hand sword. Give that to Madonna. It's just weaker. Weaker on the slash. Okay, do that one. But needs more blacksmithing ability. John Smitten. You'll find that most prefer talking to the main heroes, though they're willing to trade. Try not to particular.
Well, wouldn't you look fine with a strapping warrior at your side? Or is it mages you prefer? An eagle-eyed ranger? A stealthy pickpocket? Take your pick of my swords for hire.
Let's see what you got for hire.
Of course, Chief. But maybe you ought to get rid of some of your old ones first. Never does well to sour one batch in sight of the other.
Are you saying I can have more followers?
How might I serve our mission? Threads I weave and tales I see. All will I tell.
Tell me about that strange woman.
She is one whose history is shrouded in darkness. She is more than a woman, though less than a goddess. She knows you. You have wronged her. She is part of the end, though she longs to be part of endlessness. The threads tell me that once, oh, how many eons lie hidden in so small a word. Once, you strode across that hall in shining armor, a sovereign to all who beheld your might.
I was a general? Is that what you're saying?
I can clearly read that armies you have led, demons and dragons you have conquered, that you have ascended. But how can this be now that you stand before me a human, a mortal? How far has your soul fled from the being it used to be? New threads, more threads we need.
Yes, more threads! More threads! I still don't understand. Oh my god. I don't know what's going on. Oh, that's it. Back to Sicil.
Unknown to all time, are you? Leave it to an imp to try to fill our minds with all manner of magical gobbledygook. I'll tell you who you are. Source hunters, members of the most esteemed order in Rivellon. Here to find out and grind out every last speck of dark magic in the realm. There, the enigma is solved.
So simple. Thank you.
What are you? You think I'm... No, comrade. You can keep the honor of being the object of the Space Im's special interest all to yourself. I just hope this fancy of yours doesn't interfere with your real job, or have you forgotten that little detail already? You're a source hunter first, last, and always, comrade.
Ah, how intolerable it is to think that all the knowledge of the world is being gathered by an imp. A creature that is no more than the result of a demon's bowel movement imbued with the breath of life. And yet I am a tad jealous of that jabbering little jester. To know all. It is a consummation devoutly to be wished.
That aspiration is not.
And run away?
I guess we'll go with one.
You'll rue the day you lend your trust to anything that is demon-touched. But this particular specimen, it delights in scholarship. A quality, I must admit, that highly speaks to its advantage. Let us learn, Hunter, whether you like it or not, and through wisdom grow ever more mighty.